Hey guys, sorry we cut out for some reason on my phone. I can't really see any of the interaction. So, welcome back if you were on with us. And this is Tuesday Tea Time with Chala. And you know what? I forgot my mug. Can I have my mug? You want to come in and say hi?
No, thank you.
Oh.
I already said hi in the first part, but you canceled it.
That's true. No, well, the people who were live did see it.
You said
so. My co-host is with me, Logan.
Not really the host. I'm the main host.
He's the main host. Is with me. Do you want me to just turn this to you a little bit? Well, you'll come and say goodbye.
Goodbye.
No, I mean after when we're done.
Well, I got to go underward because I got to go make something.
All right. So what we're talking about today is the terrible elevator pitches that I've been hearing, and I've heard a lot of them. God knows, and that's my job. And if there weren't elevator pitches to be fixed, I wouldn't have a job. So I have done tons of training and speeches and keynotes about it. I've done webinars. I have a whole program for it. I have a whole, the 5-day training that I'm going to be doing live in this group soon in a month. And what is now happening in the world of COVID is, and you may have caught me describing it in my previous live, not the Tuesday one, but I did a random one on Friday, I think. And it was about how the new networking world on Zoom is working. And I happened to be in a giant conference networking, where they take you into breakout groups, and within 10 minutes, you're timed out. Like if the 5 people in that room have not introduced themselves one by one, unfortunately, they're out of luck. So it was, and then you're shot into another breakout room, and then the same thing happens. You introduce yourself, and then you're shot into another one, and another one, and another one. So it's like speed networking, but on speed, and it's virtual. So it's even more important now for people to be able to be concise and to have a sticky and catchy elevator pitch. So here are some of the things that I wrote down, because it really was like an elevator pitch orgy. I've never, it's been, when you're in person, it's been a very long time since I've heard so many elevator pitches. I mean, I do this for a living. I go to conferences, and people, when I do the keynote, they line up so that I can fix their elevator pitch. And then I guess the last time this ever happened to me was when I was live taping my Polish My Podcast with 15 people. So 15 people came one by one, back to back, with no breaks for me, into a room where we recorded the podcast with a camera crew. And then they came into the podcast studio, and I went one by one by one by one. So it was almost like that. And I literally wrote down some of the issues that I saw, and they were quite interesting. And these were lovely, lovely women. But the point is, they didn't make enough of an impact, and nothing was. There was no real takeaways, and and that I could see, what I was watching for the chat room was nobody was really asking for each other's emails or business cards or for an appointment or anything, any next situation. And that's what you want your elevator pitch to do, is for someone to want to speak to you again, for someone to want your help again, because that's what it's designed to do. And in fact, it's so gorgeous outside. And the gyms here in Toronto still not open, so I'm taking my fitness out and I'm walking. And today, on today's walk, when I was thinking about what I'm going to talk to you guys about, was this whole notion that your elevator pitch is just a hook. It's not what you are. It's not all that you do. It's not who you are. It really isn't. It is just a hook. And if you learn how to craft that hook in a way that gets you in front of the right buyer who can buy from you, that's all you want. So here are some of the issues that I saw. One was a lot of people started talking about where they're from. And for whatever reason, they think that makes people like them better or makes them more relevant. But nobody really is interested in where you're from. Even if you're from my neighborhood, that's so much less relevant to me than what you do and whether you can help my problem. So I know it's a comfort zone, and I know even when we start our webinars, we ask people, where are you from? But it's just an icebreaker, and you don't have time to ice break during a Zoom, networking. And, as far as I can see, that's all that's happening right now still, because none of the conferences that I was canceled out of have rescheduled. And if they have, they're doing it virtually. So I'm actually speaking at some virtual summits, but again, the networking portion, the roundtable portion, it's all going to happen virtually. So nobody really cares. It's much less relevant for them about where you're from. So the next piece, what one woman, actually a few women talked about, was their childhood, like their history. Why should your elevator pitch contain your childhood or your history? An elevator pitch should contain who you help and what very expensive and painful problem you help them solve. The childhood comes in much, much later when you're weaving stories of your why and you're positioning yourself as a brand, but it's not the hook. It shouldn't be the hook. And here's another school of thought that thinks that your why you started in this business or how you started in this business should be your elevator pitch. And I don't think so. 1, it's not concise enough. 2, it's not about the prospect. And 3, it doesn't really give size or value to the pain. It just talks about you, and that's so much more fluffy and less relevant to someone than hearing a harsh statistic about themselves, exactly what they're going through. So that's really the formula. So here's another one, many that I've heard, where they're giving a laundry list. They're giving a laundry list of all the people that they help and all the problems that they solve. And that's probably the most common one. And again, the problem there is, in order to grow your business, you need to shrink your focus. So I always say you need to shrink to grow. And when confused minds are listening to too many things, they can't put their finger into what you're a specialist in, and a generalist never wins. A generalist is never the expert. They never get the top dollar. They never get remembered, and they don't get referred as somebody who lives, breathes, and dies by that one problem or that one industry and that one problem. So here's another one. Some women started their elevator pitch because I think they were uncomfortable. They started it by saying, I usually do this in person one-on-one and I change it accordingly. So I'm thinking, well, that is a really lousy way to start your elevator pitch, because you only have 30 seconds. You have actually less than 30 seconds. You have 7 seconds for people to decide whether they like you, they're going to listen to you, what you have to say has value. So I wrote a book about it, right? So if you're using that 30 seconds to make an excuse or an apology or talk about something so irrelevant, it's not gonna get you anywhere. You need to start sharp right away with who you help, what you help them with, and how you help them. Bam, that's it. And bonus marks if you could give a really disturbing statistic about the pain. Really, really to scare people and to make them realize, they already have the problem. They know. It's just the pain statistic makes them realize that people care about, and that everybody's in the same boat. So remember, that is what, the moment that you open your mouth, it should really be about them. So, and here are some of the other ones. One woman was saying, I'm a LinkedIn junkie. I can help you with anything. But again, it was her laundry list. But what she was trying to say when she was saying, I'm a LinkedIn junkie, is she's trying to say she can help people navigate better on LinkedIn or get leads or whatever it is. That would have been so much more powerful had she started with them. Had she started her elevator pitch with, I help IT companies find leads on LinkedIn, because 3 out of 4 can never find fresh leads if it's not referred, or something around who she helps and what their problem is, and give a statistic to size the problem. All right. This was a good one. So the one woman she was on a rant. Her elevator pitch became a rant. So she was saying there were so many shoulds and coulds and musts in her elevator pitch. I was like, is this a rant or is this an elevator pitch? So it's not a platform for you to air your views on your industry. It's not. That is not what it's about. What it's about is about just illuminating the people that are in the room about who you help and what is the most expensive problem you help them solve. So that it's not about your stance on whatever it is that people are doing in the industry or not doing in the industry. It's not a political, statement. It is not, because those are the simple things that you need to say. And then lastly, of course, an elevator pitch, even though it's called a pitch, is not an actual pitch. It's not trying to sell. So many women were trying to sell with their elevator pitch by trying to give, in their elevator, in their 30-second, they were trying to give how to reach them, where to reach them. One woman actually said her phone number. It's like, oh my God. And there's, no disrespect to anyone. But if somebody wants to find you, they will find you. I have proof that people have followed me and have found me when I was not advertised. I had a sponsor. My name appeared nowhere. There was no company name. And they followed me through 7, 10 emails, phone calls, whatever it took, because they knew that that's, they needed my help. I'm not saying make it hard for people, but what the truth is if they fall in love with your elevator pitch, you've hooked them into being interested in meeting with you and talking to you. And better yet, if you have some sort of brand name that reflects what you do and the problem that you solve, and it's memorable and it's a English name, it's a simple word in the English language, they're going to remember you by your brand. And even if it's just your name, then they're going to find you because they're going to want to connect with you. They're going to use that time in that Zoom room to be able to connect with you. So those are some of the elevator pitch mistakes that I've been hearing, and it was like being shot out of a cannon and into a room full, room after room after room of elevator pitches, and I simply had to do a tea time with Chala about that topic. So I welcome any of your questions about elevator pitches, and I love hearing your elevator pitch and making any suggestions. Now, some people are very, they're afraid to make their elevator pitch because it's vulnerable, because it's something you're crafting about something that you do. It's your livelihood. And I understand that, and I respect that. But all I do is try to sharpen it, to better position it, to focus it down, to niche it down, and to make it more effective. And I know, as someone who, at this point, I have 3 coaches for 3 different areas of my life, and 2 business coaches, and so many coaches I have them refine my messaging. I have them look at my marketing. I have them look at my scripts, and they find things that I can't see. So that's the way I look at, the whole concept of getting your elevator pitch polished by someone who's made it their living to look at other people's elevator pitches. So that's all from me, and I want to tell a story about Logan this week. Logan, you want to come and tell your story about how you made a video and you went viral?
Oh yeah.
Do you want to come? Yeah, you want to come and sit here in front of the big live screen? And it was really great. It is a testament to the power of selling on Facebook and the internet and video.
Am I going to get famous?
Yeah, you want to talk about, here, come and sit.
Hi people, I am famous.
So tell them what you did first, how you wanted to make money, what you wanted to make money for.
Well, I
and then
wanted
what
a
did you do?
computer screen, but I actually wanted 2 monitors. Sadly, my dad wouldn't let me, and also I figured that
Look at the camera, babe.
was too big. Okay,
Uh-huh.
that's all for me. Bye.
Okay, so I'll tell you the story. That doesn't look like he wants to tell the story. We made a video. He said, I want money, Mom. And I said, well, you can make it. You can make the money. I don't give him money. He makes the money. So I told him how to do it and what to do. So we made him a video with a lawnmower in the backyard of the other house, and he basically said he had a, wanted to get these 2 monitors, and he wanted to mow some lawn so he can make the money and get it. And then I wrote a small little blurb about it, and we posted it that day. We posted it into our neighborhood community Facebook groups with the moms groups. And so he literally went viral. He was able to get 2 jobs the next day, and they turned out to be on the same street, which is so cool. One of them turned into an ongoing gig. The next day, he got another gig, and that turned out to be another ongoing gig. And it just keeps going. People are still liking it. So I think, Logan, maybe we need to make another video and thank the community for their support and such loving, wonderful comments about him, and how presentable he was, and how cute he was, and how smart he was, and how well-spoken he was. So it made me proud. It made him, I hope it made him proud, and certainly made, his bank account proud. So he was able to buy everything he wanted very quickly within that day. And it was just astonishing, the power of marketing, the power of social marketing. And I know that I'm using it now in my business way more, because I was an old, the old system of going in person, huge conferences, big networking rooms, and now it's all on social, and it is powerful, folks. It is really powerful. So for those of you who are watching the replay or live, thank you so much for watching. And if you're in this group, maybe you've come through because you've registered for the boot camp. So thank you for that. And I can't wait, and you'll be getting lots more messages about the boot camp leading up to it. And my team's going to reach out to you to lead you through the process, because it's going to be right here in this private Facebook group that we're going to be together starting July the 13th all the way to the 21st. So it starts on a Monday and it ends on a Tuesday. So it's literally, and it's around, half an hour, 45 minutes every night. And we're going to go straight for 9 days. And I'm gonna teach you everything I know. I'm gonna serve you in the best way that I know, holding nothing back. And then that's how we're going to add more value, polish your pitch. You're gonna walk away with an amazing polished pitch and messaging, and what to do with that message, and how to use that message to be actually able to go and pitch. So the pitch to use the pitch. To actually get into sales meetings. So welcome to any new members, and all pretty much everyone is new. It's a new group, but thank you for all the ones that are watching, and I'm thrilled to hear your comments and questions. All the best, everyone. Logan, you want to say goodbye?
Bye.
All right. Take care, everyone.